Holy shit! You save the good stuff for special occasions?
Killing mostly.
What's the wind resistance on those blowjob handles?
Sorry. Just a catty bitch when I'm jealous. Alright, let's do this. Maximum effort.
Alright guys, just wanted to show you a little something that came in the mail today. I've been waiting for this for a while. A little different than what I usually show on the channel, but if you guys recognize this emblem here, Hot Toys, you'll know what's coming. So let's just unwrap this and see what we got. Alright guys, it's finally here. The deluxe version of the Wolverine from the Wolverine and Deadpool movie, which happens to be one of the best Marvel movies ever made. So let's open this up and take a look at what we got inside. First thing we're going to do is take a nice look at the box. I mean, the box is really, really cool. Here you can see Hugh Jackman, and you can see 3 slashes across the box, which of course caused by his claws. Let's take a look at the back of the box. We have a lot of words, blah blah blah, Hot Toys, blah blah blah, warnings. So pretty cool box. So let's open it up and take a look at the figure. Now this is the deluxe version of the figure, which comes with all the accessories that were available. Oh, this is very cool, guys. This is extremely cool. Alright, let's get him out of the box, because we want to take a good look at this. Wow, this is one of my few premium deluxe figures. Let's just take a good look at this. And let's unwrap the arms. And the hand is in there because the hands can be switched out for the clawed hands. Piece of really well packaged. So we're going to put that across because I'm not going to pull that out of there. Let's take a look at the hands with the claws. Wow. That is nice. Take a look at that detailing there, guys. The claws are shaped perfectly. And look at the metallic finish on that. Even down to the metal that's on the gloves themselves. Very reminiscent of the comic book Wolverine. Wow, this is incredible. And mounts to the arms with these small ball joints. Let's take a good look at the figure here. Oh, we have more stuff here. Oh, we have more small ball joints. I guess extras in case you break them. And here we have, not really sure what this is. I'm sure if we read the instruction books, we'll figure that out, but we're not going to do that. And here we have the sleeved arm with hands, which are also removable. And here go the ball joints that we just saw. That just pops right in there. Now the sleeved hands, as you can see, the cloth covering the arms. You do have full range of motion on the arms, but it is somewhat limited by the cloth that's on the arms, which you don't really want to force because you don't want to tear it. It's got quite a bit of battle damage on it. in there. And here's the other arm. I always thought they did a really good job with the costume for the movie. And here we have the battle damaged chest plate that comes with it. That just snaps onto the figure. And let's take a look at the Hugh Jackman face. Look at that. That actually does look like him. Wow. That is so kind of creepy how realistic that looks. Look at the detail on the face. They really did an amazing job with the paintwork and the detail on the face. You have the gloss finish to the eyes, contrasting with the matte finish of the skin. Even the teeth have the gloss finish on them. The hair, you can see individual strands of hair. I mean, this is an incredible sculpt. Wow, that is amazing. Now, of course, I will not be displaying it with the Hugh Jackman head, as you get Wolverine for Wolverine. I mean, you know, we all like Hugh Jackman, but he's not the reason you get this. Take a look at that. I mean, look at that face. That is incredible. And look at the costume. Everything from the non-battle damage chest plate to the belt buckle. Look at the boots. All the buckling on the boots is there. The boots also, the legs are posable. And the boots, as you can see, there is no seam here. There is no joint here, as it's covered by the boot material. Now, how durable this will be, I don't know. But this is going to be placed in my display cabinet and left there. Not something that we're going to play with. Now, one thing I am noting is that there is limited movement here, limited posability due to the uniform, the costume that he wears. You can get a little bit of posability out of it, but you're not going to get too much. Because the cloth itself is limiting your movement. Let's check the arms. The arms are ratcheting. The shoulder covers here are separate from the arms, and I can see there is a magnet. Oh, they have magnets in there. So that's what's holding them on. Now we're going to have to pop the arms out to remove this packing material. To take a really good look at it. And down here we have our Wolverine and Deadpool base. Alright, let's put them in there and let's take a look at the faces. Oh, look at that, guys. I mean, to look at it, you can see that. Look at the detail in the teeth. Individual teeth. You can see his tongue and the inside of the mouth there. I mean, that is some amazing sculpt work. That is very impressive. So I'm going to finish unpacking him, guys, and we're going to take a good look at him. All put together. And as you can see, these are all separate pieces. I'm sure held on by the gloves. Oh, wait, let's take a look at the arms. I mean, look at this. Individual hairs painted onto the arms. I mean, can you guys see that? That is detail. And now the arms are coated. They do have the rubber skin over them, which covers all the joints, which gives you a much more realistic appearance. So we'll put that up. We'll put the gloves there, and then the hand would go attached right there. But let's see what kind of posability we have from the arms. Now we are ratcheting. You can see there we do have some good posability on the arm there. Now you do have to wonder how durable the rubber is going to be here at the joint. But as I said, this is just for display purposes. I'm not going to be posing them every other day or playing with them in any way like that. But so far this figure is very, very cool. So I'm going to get it all together and try it probably with the display it with the sleeved arms, as I kind of really like the way those look. And we'll come back and I'll give you a really good look at what the whole thing looks like all together. Alright guys, so here he is, the Wolverine. On the stand, on display, you can see how well the stand does hold him well. Now I've decided to pose him with one hand with claws exposed, with the other hands reaching out. The detail work on this is amazing. I mean, if you look really closely, you can even see the pattern in the material for his helmet. There are scratches and a little bit of wear and tear on it. You can see that just like in the movie, it's not a pristine uniform he's wearing. And you can see all the markings from the movie. Here's the belt. There is a bit of discoloration in the uniform. This is an excellent version of Wolverine. Probably one of the best that I've ever seen. Let's take a good look at the claws. Now, one thing that I know you might be worried about, well, are they brittle? Will they snap off if I handle them the right way? Well, the good thing about that is that the claws are flexible. They're of a soft rubber. Now, they are very sharp and pointy at the tip, so you will have to be a little careful. But you don't have to worry about snapping them off. But you still should be very careful with them. Same with the mask. Flexible. So you won't have to worry about that breaking. The shoulder covers are, again, magnetic. So they will stay on the figure. That's actually a really good idea that I wish more figure makers would incorporate. Here we have the hands, again, posable, all on ball pegs. Just snap right on now. As I showed you earlier, you do get extras in case you snap one of these while installing and removing. You can just put it right back on. You can just replace it with the 2 extras you get. Now let's take a really close look at the detail on the gloves. I mean, that is incredible. Now let's take a look at his boots. You can see here, you can see each individual buckle on the boots. The boots are also made of a flexible rubberized material, as I showed earlier, so that there is no seam here and no gap for the ankle joint, to give you a more realistic appearance of the boot. Here we have the knee pads from the uniform, nicely sculpted. The belt, again, nicely sculpted. You can see the individual rivets that hold the belt together. The chest plate, which, again, you can swap out for the battle damage one. All in all, an amazing job. Well, guys, my final opinion on this figure is it's freaking amazing. The details are incredible, even down to the base, which has the Deadpool and Wolverine emblem on it. Is amazing. The details in the face are incredible. The head sculpt of Hugh Jackman looks amazing. The details on the gloves, the claws, everything just looks amazing on this figure. Now, while this figure does look incredible, and it does have full articulation, that's maybe like one con that I found among all the pros. And that is that the uniform itself doesn't seem to stretch enough to allow you to get full motion out of the figure. Can you do some amazing poses with it? Yes, you can. But you will be stressing the material out quite a bit and stretching it out quite a bit. Will it be durable enough to withstand all of that? That I don't know, as I'm not really one of the guys who poses and takes a lot of photos and all that. That's not really my thing. I just like having them on my shelf to look at, and then maybe every once in a while just change some of the accessories and maybe do some limited posing. So doing all the action poses and battle scenes to photograph the figure is not really high on my list of priorities, which is why this figure is perfect for me. The fact that you are limited, even the instruction booklet tells you that the legs are limited to 80 degrees of movement. So beyond that, they don't recommend you move it, but I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to, but I don't know how much stress that's going to put on the uniform or on the rubber skin on the bare arms. So that's just something to look out for. But I have seen other people who have this figure and the amazing positions they can get it in. But I don't know. Guys, this is going to be a longevity test. If you do pose it a lot, or if you do have this figure, let me know. Does the uniform and the skin hold up? Or does it start to tear like I've seen on other figures, that the material gets stretched out, or it may start to come apart, or the arms start to tear? I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I can't say for sure, because this is my first type of figure, my first time having this type of figure. But I gotta tell you that I love it, and it's definitely gonna go on my shelf in a prominent position, because it's just that good. So I don't really rate collectibles the way I do the model kits, but this thing is just so cool. I've got to give it some kind of a rating, and I'm gonna give it an 8.2, which is a really good rating, limited only by the fact that I am not sure of the durability of the skin on the other arms or of the uniform itself, as you move it into all sorts of combat positions and you really have to stretch it out. As I said before, even the instructions recommend that you don't pose the legs, move the legs at a greater than an 80-degree angle. There's got to be a reason for that. So, I don't know, guys. That's the only downside for me on this figure. Other than that, everything is a positive, and that would not be a reason for me to not recommend this figure. Because I have seen, as I said before, people put some amazing poses into this figure, and it looks great. But how long will the materials hold up? I don't know. But I love it, and I recommend it. If you can get one, you pick one up, because it looks fantastic. And there's just, I mean, I just have nothing else to say for it. So that's it, guys. I'll see you on the next one.